Yeah, makes sense.
So I can do what I'm supposed to do. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Where I Come From, where the only requirement is to be where I come from. It is I, Mr. Tonedef. We are back in the building on this beautiful, hot June afternoon here in Milwaukee. For those of you guys who have been keeping tabs on us, I have had a very, very, very busy June. We just got done with Juneteenth, which was a very beautiful blackety black situation. So if you happen to be able to go down and enjoy the festivities, whether they were on Third Street or at Summerfest or any of the other events that was currently holding something, thank you for your support. Uh, and just don't stop only on Juneteenth. Stay black all the time. Being black is a 366-day thing and then some. But this episode is a little bit different, just a little bit. Um, Normally, I will have a bunch of entrepreneurs talking about a bunch of entrepreneur stuff. But today, I think I want to go ahead and go back into one of my earlier bags, and I want to talk about parenting. School is out, and a lot of us are having to deal with our kids running around the house right now. When we used to have that freedom of them being in school while we unwind and unpack, but now we actually have the kids available with us. And a lot of us entrepreneurs are trying to navigate having our kids around while we're still trying to grow and navigate our business. I'm gonna have one of my cohorts, shout out to Cloud9 of Rise MKE. We just finished up our cohort and we have the pitch coming up. So for those of you guys who are in the city of Milwaukee, July 2nd, come down to Radio Milwaukee and support all the finalists. This year I wasn't a finalist, but I'm not tripping because I'm allowed to go and do what I do best during the competition while everybody else is on stage doing their thing. So I will actually be going live for my podcast while at the pitch, interviewing a lot of the people who were in my class, getting opinions on how people felt. I'm just having a conversation with everybody in regards to it. So I'll be there live and direct. So make sure you either tune in on the YouTube channel or just come down and support because your voice actually matters in helping these people win in regards to the pitch. But I am joined here by two very familiar faces. If you have ever watched TDR, you definitely have watched my show. You have seen these faces on the network before, but this is the first time I have them here together. So for those of you guys who don't know, Dallas Desi is in town. And we are here joined with her husband. Y'all still married? I just want to make sure I'm saying it right.
We are
on paper.
We're on paper.
On paper.
On paper. Legally, yes.
Legally honest. Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it honest here in regards to it. And the reason why I specifically have, I know you by so many names. What name do you want to go by today?
D-Nails. I'm here.
Okay, yeah. D-Nails. Like I just like, hold on, let me stop. This is my boy. He has been through the studio multiple different times. You have seen him on Love, Strength, and Love. We have chopped it up behind the scenes. He's 1/3 of what is JJ podcast?
Tell the Truth, shame the devil.
Okay, 1/3 of Tell the Truth, Shame the Devil. Check them out. They're not TDR, but they still family to me. So make sure you check them out. Their conversations is dope. They cover a lot of different dope topics. One of these days, I'm gonna sneak on the show.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get you on there.
I'm gonna sneak on the show.
We'll get you on there.
I just got to not be busy, but I'm gonna slide through one day and join y'all because last episode y'all did, I thought that was pretty dope for y'all. So I want to be a part of it in the future in regards to it. But the reason that they are on with me today specifically is their co-parenting is long distance right now. It's been about a year and a half now. About two and a half. Woo, time flies. I lost a whole year somewhere in there. But they have been co-parenting long distance for about 2 years. And as both of these individuals are really good friends of mine, I have heard co-parenting from both sides. And I actually wanted to get you guys here today and let's just have this conversation out loud because one, for some odd reason, when it comes to the Black community, co-parenting is unnecessarily difficult. A lot of times people can't get on the same page. they can't put the children's first in scenarios and situations because they're still basically trying to navigate being an adult themselves and dealing with separation in regards to it. But you two have truly put that to the side and have put the children's first. So let's start with you, Desi. How did you feel when you had to make the decision that in order for you to grow, you had to leave the city?
Okay, so
Make sure you bring your mic a little closer.
yeah. Honestly, the way that I look at it, I've always wanted to move south.
Okay.
Like I've always wanted to. If it wasn't going to be Texas, it would have been Georgia. If it wasn't Georgia, it would have been Arizona. If it wasn't that, North Carolina. I don't understand how I got to Milwaukee because it's cold up here. Too long. Like
Okay.
how do we get here? But so when we separated, I decided that I wanted to still move.
Okay.
I kind of made that decision on my own. Like we talked about it and everything, but it wasn't enough that I felt like life still had to go on. Dreams still had to be reached and goals still had to be achieved. So I made the decision to move. It was very hard, very challenging for me. And I'm sure for my children too. But ultimately, once I get where I want to be in Dallas, they're gonna come and we're gonna have a new life. We're gonna have a new foundation. And so yeah.
Okay. So how was that conversation between the two of you when you made the decision saying, I need to leave the city? I want both of you guys' opinions on
It
this
was
too.
support to me. It was all love, all support. There was no I'm gonna stop you. No, you need to be here. None of that. It was just like I know that this is what you want, and I support you.
Okay. What about you, bro?
Yeah, we were going through it, you know what I'm saying, as a couple at the time. But anything this woman does, I pretty much support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when she said she wanted to move, yes, there was a little bit of back and forth because, you know, obviously she wanted me to move with her.
Right.
I wasn't ready yet.
Okay.
So and still not ready. But what she said, she's moving, and it was all support, you know. So it's like, all right, what do you need? When she finalized it, it was like, all right, let's pack up everything, you know, let's drive down there. We'll put all the other stuff in the storage or whatnot, and let's just make it as easy as possible. So, yeah.
He helped me pack the house up, helped me drive all the way to Texas, put as much as I could fit in my car, and I made my way. And he was there the whole time.
Yeah. Okay. So when it comes to the children specifically, how did they express the distance between and how they're managing in regards to it?
You want to go or you want me to go?
As far as discussing it, it's showing up in their actions.
Okay.
It's showing up heavy in their actions. It's difficult. It's pretty difficult. But as long as we keep communicating, I think that's what's making it easier. Our daughter definitely took it hard. She was kind of stuck in between, you know, which parent do I want to go with? You know what I mean? And it was hard for her to choose because, you know, obviously her whole upbringing, we were together.
Right.
So when she finally decided, like, you know what, I want to go with my mom, you know, it killed me a little bit, like, you know. So I'm like, dang. And but
and she moved to Texas
she
with
did.
me. Well,
she
we
did.
didn't. I didn't take her right away. I don't think she came right with me. Right?
Okay.
No.
And then maybe a
drive
couple
multiple times.
Yeah.
Boy.
After a couple months, I got her enrolled in school down there. Got Jabari a daycare, and they just came down with me.
Okay.
And he was coming back and forth to see them the same way that I'm doing it now. So,
right.
You know, we just communicated. How we gonna do this? Communicate.
And we're still in the process of doing that. Like, we're still trying to figure things out.
Right.
You know, so
with the schooling part, are both of them or all of them down there for school, or is it like a couple of them are here, a couple of them there? Like how is the schooling set up in regards to that?
What you mean, like the school itself?
Yeah, like do you have them full time in school down there, and
Okay,
then
gotcha.
the summer they stay here, or did you let them choose? Like, no, I want to stay in school up here, and someone said, well, I want to go to school down here. Like, how's that looking for y'all?
Yeah. So initially, when I moved and they came with me, they were going to school down there with me, and the
Okay.
plan was for them to come back to Milwaukee during the summer.
Okay.
And then at some point, my daughter was like, "Nah, I miss my friends. I miss my family. I miss my daddy." And she said, "I want to go back."
Okay.
And I was like, "Okay, that's fine." So what was it? Spring break? It was like the middle of the school year,
Yeah.
a random moment. But I think that we are very in tune with our kids, like in what's best for them. And so we agreed that she could come back and stay with her dad. And now they're here full
Okay.
time. They
Full
go to school
time.
full time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the summer, they're supposed to come and be with me in Texas, but I decided to come to Milwaukee.
Okay. So
I
basically,
think
the
you
roles
see,
the roles flip.
yeah,
So now that you are the full time parent
Mm-hmm.
responsible for the kids in regards to the schooling part, how did that change the way you have to navigate everything?
Well, in the beginning, I haven't been the one to really do the enrolling,
Right.
that
That's why.
whole little
Right. That's why
process.
I'm asking
You
you.
know, that was it was like, oh, time to play both roles
Right.
here. So it was a little. It wasn't that challenging, um, but it was out of the norm because I didn't really dabble in that side of the roles
Parenting.
as being
Right.
a parent. You know what I'm saying? So
that was on me.
yeah, she did a lot of the, yeah, I let her do all the talking, all the, paperwork. When it comes to paying for stuff, they come look for me. So, but now to have to do all of it, you know what I'm saying? It's getting easier, but
Okay.
it definitely was a challenge at first.
So are you fully active in everything as the
Yes,
representative parent?
yes.
So are you like in the after school programs with them, the PTAs, and I don't know about a
So
PTA. That's a tricky one there. White women own that, but like, are you fully like representing them?
oh yes,
Okay.
yes. I
Reason why
have
I
to.
asked that question is as a black father who is very active in my girls' schooling myself. As for my youngest, she was forced to initially attend the same school as her sister, which was Spanish immersion, but that's not where she wanted to be. So once we finished the first half, I actively went out and searched for schools definitely cater to what she wants, what her experience needs to be. And the one thing I do have to say is the myth is wrong about black dads. We are out there in droves. We are representing. We are showing up for our children in ways that people are not seeing. And I commend you 100%. One of the reasons why I specifically want to sit down and talk to you, because I want to talk to you anyway about being that dad, okay, in your situation. But when Desi hit me up and say she was in town, I was like, no, we doing it together.
Yeah,
Because I was gonna chop it up with you anyway.
See,
great.
nah. Okay, keep going, keep going.
Hold on, I'm getting back to
Keep
you
going, keep going.
too.
Yeah, I'll let you keep going.
This is a man we manning
So
right now.
I'll let
Okay,
you
we
go
don't get to
yeah,
ahead.
do this too
Do
often
your
as men.
thing. Do your
But
thing.
no, shout out to you for stepping in and doing all of that because we are not represented properly. And when I think it was one year where they did Superman Day at my daughter's school, and there was so many black dads there in class, interacting, talking to the teachers, asking the right questions, being involved, like literally being very hands on with their children, and more importantly, dads helping other dads. I take it personal to properly commend those men who are being fathers, not just making kids, but being fathers. And your story is definitely one I'm like, look, this is a dad you need to look up to because he could have easily said, I'm not doing that.
mhm,
But you said, nah, let's do all of it,
yeah.
the whole 9 yards. So taking that and spinning it over to Desi, with you being someone who has been that's been your role for life so far. How did it feel to have to let all of that go and give him full control of the kids when it comes to the school?
When it comes to life, actually, so I am a very much active mom. I am very hands on. I'm very serious about my parenting and the way that I raise my children. And so it was twofold. One, very painful. because those are my babies. And naturally, a woman is the nurturer.
Right.
Naturally, the woman, babies are in bosom. You know what I'm saying? And so to not have that is painful. And I still deal with the pain of that every day that I don't see them. And then on the other fold, it's a no brainer because this man right here, I would not have chose another man. Like I would choose him again and again and again to have kids with. I asked him the other day. Like, do you want any more kids? Because it'll be you. I'm just saying. Like, listen, life is life.
That's a big compliment right there,
no,
bro.
Yeah, this is the man right here. When it comes to being a husband, when it comes to being a father, when it comes to being a man in general, he's like top tier.
Okay.
I would say that he's top tier.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's
But it definitely hurt my feelings that I don't have my babies.
Of course, like you said, it's a mother.
Like we've been it's been us the whole time, and now I appreciate that he gets to see how it feels to do all of the things. You know, not that he wasn't doing all of the things, but only in his lane,
right?
Not in my lane. So now he's in both lanes, doing both mother and father things, and I appreciate him.
So, with that being said, how are y'all maintaining those parentings when it comes to the schooling and the communication in regards to it? Because like there's a lot of decisions you can technically make on the fly when it comes to the discipline, the study, and the schooling, but how are you working together to still incorporate both opinions, both communications, and more importantly, both parenting styles?
I'm glad you asked that question. So we established an understanding of parenting early on.
Okay.
She taught me quite a bit. You know, I grew up a whole different kind of way. You know what I mean? We don't whoop our kids.
Okay.
You know, but I used to get beat growing up. So that was the way.
I know that
work. I know that work.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? So to try to pretty much discipline our children without doing it the way that, you know, we know that works, you know, it was a little challenging, but they get it.
Okay.
They get it now. And so as long as we keep communicating as parents, as adults, with the best interest of our children, you know, at heart, we can't lose. I talked to her about everything. If they, you know, go to the doctor, she knows about it. Actually, I think they're on her my chart. So if I send them to the doctor, she's gonna get the information anyway.
Okay.
Schooling, we talk about it. Grades, all of that stuff. So whatever they're into, and then she'll, you know, even let me know about certain things like this activity is going on. You know, you can go take them to, you know, go to the fire, you know, place and let them look at the trucks and, you know, all these different opportunities and things to get them out of the house, because I work a lot. Right. You know, I work a lot, and I have to try to balance all of that with the very little help that I have here. You know, so the struggle is really real on my end over here. You know, but as long as we, you know, we communicate and we give each other feedback and stuff like that. So
yeah, and I would say that I pretty much give him the reins. I let him make the decisions about what school, what summer activities. He'll tell me about it, and then I can say, maybe it's another one. Maybe we can explore something else. Maybe we can do something else. But for the most part, he does it.
Okay.
And I let him. Him do it. Yeah.
So what do y'all do? Because with you being there, okay, in Texas, being there. In Texas, how do you maintain that connectivity to the children? Like, do you guys have nightly routines where they have to talk to you in regards to it, or do you make mandatory FaceTimes, or how do you still create that bond with them during this time frame when they don't see you or interact with you?
And I think that's one of the hardest things right now, because my daughter is 12, preteen. And when I tell you, if you got a daughter,
I have a 12-year-old,
and you don't, and y'all was cool, she loved you, jumping on your lap, flipping, want to hang out with you, be on you all the time. When they hit 12, 13, 14, they don't want nothing to do with you. They want their friends. They want their video games, the phone.
Mhm.
And so I am calling, I am videoing, but I'm not smothering her.
Right.
So I give her the opportunity to say, let me call my mama or I'll call her. But it's not like a mandatory. I don't force her to call me or text me. But I do make time when I do have her on the phone to talk about her growing self, to talk about her decisions, talk about what's coming up. You're about to be 13. Here's what that looks like as a young girl, as a young lady, educating her, making her feel special, making her feel beautiful. Because when I was her age and she's dealing with it now, we have bullies, we have low self-esteem because our friends are weighing in on what we look like, how we talk, how we dress. So I'm making sure to like feed her the motherly
Right.
love. And my son, he's 3,
Right.
so he don't care one way or the other. But when he does talk to me, it's hey mommy, and it's good.
So
But there's no mandatory.
no mandatory.
No,
Okay.
there's no mandatory.
What about you, bro? How do you keep the connection that your mom input is still being put into the decisions that you're making, even though they're hearing it directly from you?
Yeah, like
That's
I
a good
told,
question.
like I told Desiree before, a lot of the stuff that I'm teaching them or putting them through, she's already done made that decision.
Right.
And then when I talk to her, it's like, remember when you said this? I'll tell them, how would your mom feel about this if you did that? You know what I'm saying? It's not really all coming from me. I make sure that her name is brought up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And all of her teachings are still, they know where it's coming from.
Right. So they know that it's still a united front.
Exactly.
Even though it's still you.
You can't come over to daddy and say, and I say you can't have no candy and then run over and ask your mama. And she already know.
Right.
So she's gonna say no as soon as you get over there. You might as well not. So
or a good one, because Samir, I'm just bringing this because of her age, and so it would be more about like the tea. Like she'll give me some tea about her and her friends or
clock
whatever.
that tea.
Clocked it. And so she'll give me the tea, and then it'll be something that she doesn't want her dad to know.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll be like, I don't want daddy to know, but I'm like, well, if it's something that's important, like that's going to be jeopardizing your safety or helping you, like it won't, like you need to make good decisions from this, then I'll tell him.
Okay.
Even though she won't tell him, I'll tell him.
Of course,
and I'll
you're
tell
their
him to
safe space.
like, keep it cool, but also this is what she told me.
And that's kind of what goes on because, like I said, like I also have a soon-to-be 12-year-old next week, and there are things that she will talk to me about that she definitely doesn't want to tell her mom, but I still share it with the mom, but not in an invasive way. Like, okay, when you and Lily were blah, 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 this is what she said. I said, well, Lily kind of doesn't like to do this because, and I won't tell what caused it, but I at least bring her into the fold so you can naturally make the adjustments to it. Because at the end of the day, a daughter needs her mom.
Yep.
There's things that I ain't never gonna understand. Okay. Because I'm a dude. But they still need their mom, and it's important to keep those conversations sacred in regards to it. How do y'all handle holidays, special occasions, birthdays, being in two different places? Are both their birthdays summertime, or are they spread out where school time is going on?
Samir's birthday.
We got one
August during school.
We got one right before Christmas.
And Javar's birthday.
Oh, that's me.
2 days before Christmas.
Like, yeah.
I think it's helpful, to be honest, because if I'm gonna come for Christmas, we celebrating birthdays and Christmas. And then like during the summer, well, so I'm a teacher, so I can't. But we just work it out so that when I'm here,
we're still navigating it though.
Okay.
We haven't really finalized, where they're gonna be.
Schedule.
We haven't really finalized anything, so we're pretty much doing it on the fly.
Okay.
Like for instance, they're on break right now. She decided to come up here. I was thinking about going down there, but she already was like, I'm coming up here. I said, all right, bet. So we probably end up going down there before school starts back again. But we pretty much doing everything on the fly. So we'll discuss it. How are we gonna do Christmas this year? If they're gonna be here, all right. Here, I'm gonna send some money. Can you go grab this gift? Or, we'll just talk about it. So communication is really, really, really key.
That's the reason why we survive.
Yeah,
that's the reason why most relationships survive. Communication is so major.
To be able to speak and to be heard, to listen, and and then get on the same page. So I think that's been the hardest thing is really just what you not physically being here. You know what I'm saying? So, but other than that, decision making is pretty easy.
Okay. Has there been a moment where the distance with you two being away from each other made you feel that you were really missing out on something? So, like, had there been an event or something you was like, I really wanted to be there for that, but you couldn't?
Absolutely. My daughter runs track now. She's had volleyball games that I missed. My son going to not being, so he stayed with his grandma during the day.
Okay.
And when he was with me, he was in daycare.
Right.
And so not being able to like see him off when I go to work in the morning, or be an active nurturing parent. Yeah, definitely a lot of moments.
How are you navigating that? Because I know as a nurturing mother, that's taken a major toll on you mentally, especially with you being a teacher. So you being the person who's receiving these kids who are coming from these households and seeing the parent drops off and having the conversation, and you're not fully able to do that in the physical present. How is that mentally on you, and how are you navigating that to maintain your sanity?
I think I pray. I take care of myself. I talk to him, especially when I'm feeling guilty or sad, because them calls come a lot. And I find a way to remember that it's for a purpose. There's an end game, an end goal. This is for a purpose, and I just got to keep on that path.
Have you wanted to come home permanently?
No.
Okay.
I want them to come to Texas.
Okay.
I love Milwaukee. Now, don't get me wrong. I love it, but I think people just need to get out and live life differently, and and maybe come back if you want to. But I haven't reached the point where I want to come back.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
How do y'all handle disagreements?
Oh, we argue, then we fight. No, I'm just kidding.
No. Keep it a buck. Y'all argue, y'all fight. We all do, but
I don't think we fight.
No,
I don't think we've ever fought. Even when we was married, we didn't.
We threatened it.
What?
Yeah, you want to slap my face?
I be playing. Oh my god, I be playing with you.
Okay.
No, we play a lot, but
he play a lot.
Yeah, I play too much. Disagreements. Yeah, we talk about a lot of things. Like I said, sitting down, listening,
right.
Being able to really hear the other person and their perspective. But there are times where we can't get on the same page, and for me, I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay.
I'm gonna be quiet, and that's something that she hate. She hate it, but it works for me. Like if I can't get through to you to get you to understand something, then I won't say, because I've already tried to explain it, and then you'll have to kind of go through it.
Right.
I have to let you go through that. You know what I'm saying? So other than that,
I'm spoiled. I want what I want. Even when it comes to communication, I'm more like because it makes sense to me. It should be what it is. Is it too disruptive if I let my son come in here?
Oh, of course not. This is a parenting show.
I hear my
right.
boy.
This is a parenting show. Like,
I hear my boy.
Not letting you be a parent defeats the purpose of the show. No, you can definitely. He's more than welcome to come in.
There he is.
This is actually part of the conversation itself.
Yeah.
Y'all they can come in. They can be on camera. Shoot, we can ask her how she feel about everything.
Cause she old enough to like have him, but sometimes he get annoying.
No, I know. I have a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old, and the 9-year-old is annoying to the 12-year-old. So I get it. I definitely get it.
Oh, you can be a toy. So how you gonna get it back? You lost it? Uh-oh. See, we can't throw our toys.
Come on.
This is
Wait,
my
what do
son
you?
Jabari.
Welcome to the show,
This is
y'all.
my daughter Samir.
So Samir, can I ask you a
You
question?
gotta sit on the couch with us, okay?
Make sure you talk towards the microphone or as close as possible. You can talk to your dads. This is closer to you. All you gotta do is just turn a little bit. How do you feel about the fact that your parents live in two different places? Not just two different households, but two different places.
It feels very overwhelming sometimes.
Okay.
I feel like I don't have the ability to see who I want to when I want to. It's kind of overwhelming.
Do you try to use technology to your advantage though? Like FaceTime your mom or your dad when you're with the other one?
Well, sometimes, but not as much because it just makes me feel bad that I can't be with them.
Okay. Do you express that to them?
I said it a couple times, but not really.
Do you express? Have you tried to express it to them in that moment?
What?
So let's say, for an example, you wanted your mom and she's down there. Have you sent a text message to let her know, like, I miss you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You communicate your feelings. Do you prefer staying up here or prefer staying down there?
Up here.
Up here? Why?
Because it's colder over here. When it does, it get warm. It's really fun and there's a lot to do.
Okay.
In Texas, you have to drive real far.
You do. I've lived there before too. I know. So what's something that you want your parents to know when they are in different places? Like, would you want your mom to move here or would y'all want to prefer to move down there? Okay. She's not coming back up here permanently. So how is it with your dad being your main person you're staying with? Are there moments where you just be like, Dad, you don't understand?
Kind of a little bit, but that's just very rare.
Okay.
Me and my dad are like the same person.
Okay. Is he there for everything that you got going on?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you can tell your dad anything?
No.
Why don't you feel that way?
Because some things I want to keep to myself.
Okay, I get it. I get it. Do you feel like you could tell your mom anything?
Nope.
You said that a little too hard for my liking.
Why do you feel like you can't tell her everything? Do you think that she would judge you for the choices?
No, she wouldn't judge me. I would say that I'm not trying to be rude, Mom.
I'm not. Listen, speak your truth. Speak your truth.
When we do talk about stuff, I end up getting the most longest, boringest lecture for 30 minutes.
So you basically want your mom to just listen and not always critique?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I feel that.
Okay. Hey, I'm a podcaster, so I get it.
So here's how it works. When you have every day, like as a parent, you see your kids every day. You have that in the moment time to say whatever it is that you need to say.
Mm-hmm.
You have that moment to give advice or to say don't do that or let me tell you how. But for me, I get to talk to her maybe once every 2 weeks, once a week, once maybe 3 days out the week, and it's not enough. So when I do talk to her, it be like everything. Like, baby, don't forget this, don't forget that, and you know you this, you're so beautiful, and don't forget this, and don't forget that, and it do be a lot.
Do you think that if you actually talk to your mom more often, it may minimize them long, drawn out speeches?
Nope.
You just get that no matter when you talk to her? Okay, I get it.
Well, sometimes it doesn't. But
Okay.
like sometimes it is for a good reason. The lectures are for good reasons and
Okay.
they help you make good decisions. But it's so long. My butt be hurting. I'll be sitting down for like 30,000 minutes.
So do you prefer if you and your mom was like to be going somewhere and then having these kind of conversations instead of just being in the house talking?
No. I just rather the conversation
Be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are talking to the microwave generation where everything needs to be quick.
I get it.
Everything needs to be quick. All of the, But she could sit on on the phone with her friends for hours though, can't she?
I'm be watching TikTok. They be talking.
Oh, okay.
See,
Well, sometimes, unless they call my name and they be like, "What?" and they'll be like, "You need to start yelling."
so now that you've heard this directly from the mouth of the babes, do you feel like your parenting style may kind of shift a little bit?
I can try to definitely do things differently.
Okay.
When it comes to like how long I give her these lectures or whatever you calling them, you call them a lecture? Lectures.
Essays.
How long the lectures are, I think would depend on her
Okay.
because um, even though I'm your mom, communication is two ways, especially now that you're 12 years old. And from the time that you were born up until now, I've always talked to you. I've always supported you, always, encourage you to talk and, be your own person. So now you have to take initiative and be 12.
I can see why she feels that way.
Cause I speak a lot. I
You
talk a lot.
literally, yeah, you literally just did.
That's true.
So what about when you talk to your dad? Do you feel like you get the same long lectures from him or? Okay.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah.
That's surprising.
Is it?
Yes.
So there's just a lot of stuff that come from you that come out over here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there are those times where it'd be like, hey, give me this phone. We finna sit down.
Okay.
And we have those.
That's something that I would do.
Even when her attention span goes off. Oh, now we here longer.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I need to make
'cause I
sure
gotta-
you
yeah,
hear
you
me.
gotta get
Like,
it.
You gotta do it right.
You gotta
Let me know that you got it.
Right.
Sometimes it might not come off as the sweet tone. I'm come here, sit down, and and I'm gonna be firm with you.
Okay.
But she knows that everything that I tell her is for her better.
Yeah.
You know.
So what's something that your parents have told you that you found out later on down the road was like, you know what, they were right for saying that?
Put lotion on.
Give me
Little
some.
things.
Give me some.
I ain't even you not even wrong. That's
Give me
that's
some.
look that's
Look.
interview
Look, yeah.
interview
We
that
don't
interview
do
down there
crazy
done
things.
right there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Put lotion on. Period.
Interview dinner done right there.
Look, got it.
And you got the cocoa butter
That's
comb.
right.
Exactly.
That's right.
We are black people. We have to have lotions with us no matter what.
This one introduced me to
So what?
the cocoa butter lotion.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, that's for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to use the Jergens and
No, that's not for.
but that's not.
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
No.
But like I said, it's a lot of things that's been that shows up when they're here with me that she has instilled.
Okay.
So I tell her all the time, even though you're not here, you're here.
You're here because
You
it
know
looks
what I'm
like she was surprised to hear that you have long
Yeah.
lectures.
Yep.
So
She does a lot, and you know what I'm saying, to not be here physically, I always let her know that you're still parenting. You're still doing your job is still happening.
right,
You just don't see it in the normal way that you're used to seeing it.
right.
So yeah.
I cry to him like I don't feel like a mother. I feel like I'm not a mom.
But you are.
I know.
For the simple fact that the way she is proves that you're a mom. Whether you're directly impacting her or you're impacting her through him, you're still being a mom. So see,
Look.
I wouldn't have it no
Look
other
at
way.
your kids. They look exactly like you.
Tell you
Oh,
one
okay.
thing, you can grab them. You can grab them now. Daddy need a
You
break.
need a break.
Daddy need a break.
no, basically
I
saying
need
y'all
that.
doing it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So go ahead and wrap this up because little man definitely ready to go and whatnot. What is something that you would want to tell people who are entering the same realm that you guys are currently been in for about 2.5 years?
You want to go first? You go first.
First of all, pray as much as you can. Keep God first, because God is the one who's really navigating everything. It's not even really in our hands. But communicate, and to make it easy on both of y'all. Put yourself in the other person's shoes, and try to navigate from that aspect instead of your own all the time.
Right.
Um, and stop and don't be bitter. Don't be bitter. Now stop keeping the kids away from, because your own feelings are your feelings. Like
Right.
I could be mad at her, but it's not keep the kids away from her because I'm mad at her.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So take the kids out of your personal feelings, you know what I'm saying, and work together for them pretty much.
I would say heal. Deal with your stuff. Deal with your internal anger, frustrations, because a lot of times people use those emotions and it shows in their behavior, and when they communicate, it shows in their communication. So if you need to take a few more minutes to just like woosah, breathe, before you address your partner or the father or the mother or whatever, then do that.
Okay.
It's necessary. Otherwise, you won't. Don't look at her like I'm talking too much.
No, I was
No,
actually getting
no.
ready to ask her a question
Okay,
next.
okay. I thought you was looking at, hey, your mom is
No.
talking too much. No, but I
No.
think that it's important to heal. Like, take that time.
The fact that you are now conscious that
I'm
she
very much
feels
Because I
that you
do.
talk too much, it's gonna change
That's
a
why I
lot of
have a
stuff.
podcast, Beyond Fearless Podcast, that is not up right. It's not happening right now, but it will be because I talk. I got on my report card, my teacher put that I talk too much. So that's why I got a podcast so I can talk.
And you became a teacher,
And I became a teacher.
so people got to listen to you talk.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what about you? What would you like to tell other children who are starting to deal with having their parents in two different places?
Come on to the mic. Please. Or over there.
Yeah.
Hmm. I would say that um, call them, and hang out with them, make plans so that you can see them, and maybe have a talk with your parents about how you want the schedule to go, or how,
Mhm.
when you want to see.
Okay. That's very insightful. A lot of kids don't do that,
Yeah.
especially when they have the tools to communicate with their parents and they choose not to. Because Lord knows my little ones, I pay a bill every month and I don't get a single text message. That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
But I want to go ahead and thank the Grant family for being here today. This was very insightful. It definitely was very helpful. But make sure you check us out on all streaming platforms. That's Speaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever else you listen to your podcast. Make sure you check out both of their podcasts. Where can we find your past episodes at?
You can find my past episodes on Spotify, Beyond Fearless Podcast.
Okay.
Desi Grant.
And you can watch us. We used to have it every Saturday, but now it seems like it's pretty random. But
Because it's the summer.
tell the truth or shame the devil on Facebook. You can find us on either one of our pages, D versus Nails for me. Yeah. So
All right. So definitely make sure I'll have both of them back, if not together individually, because I love both their insights in regards to everything. We'll talk about some other stuff, entrepreneurship, you relaunching your brand altogether, definitely. And then me and you, bro, we just got to have regular man conversations. I love your insight on a lot of stuff.
appreciate
Last time me and you sat down, we wasted 2 hours of great content that never made it on air.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a good conversation. So make sure you check out all the shows here on TDR Network. Be on the lookout. I will be out and about. I am outside again this year. Matter of fact, I'm going to make me a show called I'm Outside.
Oh, I will come up to that. I love that.
Definitely look for all the events that are going on here in Milwaukee, for all of those here. It is the season of the summer, so there is definitely going to be something you can find yourself getting into, and you may actually see me there. So with that being said, we are out.